What's up YouTube, Zero here, and today I have a weapon blueprint review of the Salutations, which is a blueprint of the Saug Submachine Gun in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. In this video, I'll go over the weapon blueprint attachment build, then I'll get into what I like and what I don't like about that attachment build for the Saug. I'll talk about where it works, where it doesn't work, of course, if you do want to utilize this build setup. I'll talk about the camo, which is shown in the top right-hand corner. And at the end of the video, stick around for that, because I'm going to talk about if you should use it or lose it. Are you going to keep this blueprint around and keep it as part of your arsenal, or are you just going to toss it to the side? Before I get into it, I do want to say if you do enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Call of Duty Black Ops 6 content. I do a bunch of other video games, so feel free to check those out as well. Without further ado, let's talk about this blueprint. So, first, let's get into the attachments, of course, the bread and butter of any blueprint. Now, you're going to see right off the bat, for the Salutations for this Saug, going to be a sight. It's the Kepler Microflex. You either like a sight or you don't. You either like this sight or you don't. It's going to be all about personal preference. Personally, I love this sight. However, I don't necessarily need a sight on a submachine gun. Submachine guns are closer range guns. You're going to be getting into closer range combat more so than longer range combat. Do you really need a sight on a closer range gun? I'm not so sure about that. Personally, I don't like a sight on a closer range gun. I would prefer to have a different attachment. I like a sight on an assault rifle or a marksman rifle, one where I know I'm going to be shooting over those longer ranges to help me get a more precise shot. However, when I do go to a sight, this is one of my few go-tos, so it is a very good sight, just not necessarily one that I'd put on a submachine gun. Next, let's talk about the barrel, because we have a barrel on this submachine gun. We have the long barrel. It's going to increase damage range at no drop off, no cons for the long barrel. So that's always nice. Again, Saug Submachine Gun, closer range. You're increasing your range so you could get into battles in a little bit longer ranges and do better in them. Next is going to be an underbarrel, the vertical foregrip. This is going to vastly increase that horizontal recoil control. Horizontal recoil control is always nice to have because that's very hard, or a little bit harder to control than vertical recoil. So having this grip is going to be very nice for this Saug build. Next is going to be a rear grip, the quick draw. Vastly enhancing that aim down sight speed. That's awesome, especially for a submachine gun. Most likely you're going to be running around a lot. Getting that aim down sight speed is awesome. You're going to be firing quicker. You're going to be getting those shots off on your enemy quicker. So you're going to be first to the battle and getting out of that battle with your life because you're getting those shots off first. I love aim down sight speed, not just on a submachine gun and this Salutations, but on many of my guns in general. You'll see in a lot of my videos I do play on closer range maps, so aim down sight speed is even more imperative when you are playing on those closer range maps, and particularly more important for closer range guns, because you're going to be running around a lot. Getting that aim down sight speed is going to be even more imperative. Last but not least, a stock. It's going to be the Infiltrator stock, which is going to enhance aim walking movement speed. Another pretty good one to have, especially when you're playing on those closer range maps or you're playing in game modes that are going to put you in those close range scenarios. Maybe you're on the map I'm on, Stakeout. Perhaps you're playing Hardpoint, in which you're going to have a lot of close quarter combat scenarios, so you can aim down sight and you can move a little bit quicker while aiming down sight. That's always nice to have, and there's no drawback to that as well. So we have a bunch of attachments: the quick draw grip, which enhances aim down sight speed; the stock, which enhances aim walking movement speed; the vertical foregrip, which enhances the horizontal recoil control; the long barrel, which enhances damage range; and then the Kepler Micro Flex sight, which just gives you a better sight, and no drawbacks of any of the attachments. So obviously, this is going to enhance the Saug. The question is this a good build for this type of gun? The Saug is a submachine gun. It's a very close range gun. So does this attachment setup enhance the Saug to where, yes, this is one you want to use? Or is this one where, I don't know, maybe I should throw it out. Maybe it's only good in certain scenarios. Stick around to the end of the video and I'm going to let you know. Let's get into where you could have unlocked this. The time has passed. If you are watching this video after the Season 1 Battle Pass, this was obtainable on page 11 of the Season 1 Battle Pass. So if it passed and you haven't gotten it, I don't know if you're going to be able to get it in the future, but this was unlocked in Season 1. So unfortunately, it may not be one that you can unlock going forward. Let's talk about the camo briefly. It actually may be harder to see from the picture, as the picture may not do it justice. But if you've played Mass Effect, this looks like something out of Mass Effect. It has this red aura about it. It's not just red paint. It's more like this red glow radiating from the gun, which is absolutely awesome. This is a really cool camo. It's not a static camo. It has this red aura about it. And then on the backside and then the foregrip, it's white. The combination of colors works really well. And just that aura, that glow that reminds me of some alien matter out of Mass Effect is a really cool aspect to this camo. I actually love this camo. It's really cool. Something, like I said, straight out of Mass Effect. So now that I've talked about the attachments, I've talked about the camo, let's talk about if I'm going to use it or lose it, and if you should use it or lose it as well. First thing to note is this first clip you're seeing. I didn't show the statistics because I wanted to get into the second clip right away, and I didn't want to break it in the middle of the video. But the first game that you see, I actually get 71 kills and somewhere around 39 deaths or so. Obviously, I did very well with this build on Stakeout, a very close range map, really meant for submachine guns or closer range builds. The Salutations, the Saug Submachine Gun is a very close range gun that does very well on Stakeout without any build attachments. This build in general does a lot for the Saug. It enhances that aim down sight speed, which is great for closer range maps. It enhances your aim walking movement speed, which is good for closer range combat scenarios. So that's two really enhancing your close range combat scenarios. But that's not all for this build. You get the vertical foregrip, which horizontal recoil control is always going to be welcome, regardless of the scenario. Longer range combat, closer range combat, it allows you to aim more accurately, killing your opponents a lot easier, whether you're aiming for the head, the chest, whatever you're aiming for, it's just going to be that much easier to control your gun. So that's a welcome enhancement regardless. Then you add the long barrel. The long barrel is just going to make this gun more well-rounded. It's going to give you that added damage range. If you're somebody who runs around a lot, doesn't get into a lot of long-range combat, maybe you are on Stakeout, the long barrel may not do as much for you. However, there are some longer range scenarios like this hallway I'm looking down right now that you can get into in which the long barrel is going to be great, even on a closer range map. So that's nice that it is making the Saug a more well-rounded gun. Again, with this sight, you either like it or don't. I know a lot of people who just need a sight on their gun, and the Kepler Microflex is going to be a great pick. Overall, I love this build for the Saug. I already mentioned that I did very well with it. I got 71 kills in the first game. I got 39 in the second game or so. It's a very good gun, very good close range gun, and the build only enhances the gun. There are no negatives of this build. I just went through all of the attachments, and there were no cons on any of the attachments. This setup allows the Saug to be more well-rounded. It allows you to really do well with this gun. If you are a submachine gun type player, if you like running around. If you don't like running around, this may not be the gun for you in general. It's a submachine gun. It's not as slow paced as, say, an assault rifle or even a marksman rifle where you're getting even more slow paced. This is a more fast rate gun. This is one that you're going to take into these close range maps or closer range combat scenarios. Maybe you're playing hardpoint and you're capturing the hardpoint, that you're going to take in and you're going to do very well with it. It fires quick. It's a very good gun to have, and this attachment setup you should absolutely use. You're going to do well with it if you love submachine guns. Even if you don't, I recommend giving it a shot and seeing what you think, because I'm not a huge submachine gun type player. I'm more of the assault rifle type player, but I love this setup. I moved quickly with it and it really did well. It's an absolutely epic build. The Saug's a good gun in general. This is going to enhance it. But let me know in the comments section what you think of this Salutations Blueprint. Do you enjoy it? Do you not? Do you like the Saug in general? Let me know in the comments section. Let's talk anything Call of Duty in the comments section. Thank y'all for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button for more Call of Duty content. I do a bunch of other video games. Thank you so much in advance for doing so. And until next time, peace.